I'm at the RTA, Sarge. Ambulance required for the dispatch rider. Doing traffic getting here to keep the punters on the move as well. You all right, mate?
It's my leg. He pulled out right in front of me. I didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, well, don't worry about that now. You hurt anywhere else?
I couldn't get out of the way.
Just take it easy, eh?
Excuse me, officer.
Can I get out of here or what?
I'm losing fares, you know what I mean?
You the other driver?
Well, I'm the bloke here, yeah.
Just wait in your car, please.
Well, why? The kid was speeding. They all do it.
Your lucky day, is it, eh?
You're not kidding. I think it's cost me fags as well.
No, it's not against the law to do a U-turn, eh? So just save it.
No, you save it, mate. Get in your car until this bloke's taken care of and I'm ready to find out what happened, OK?
What's happening, Darius?
Can you all move back onto the page?
Crazy,
No, just get out. Can you just shift out of the way, because somebody hurt here and we've got an ambulance coming through.
Well, I saw what happened. You have my name and address.
What's happened to my leg? I want to know.
Stretcher, scoop, and
Receiving ambulance is here now, Sarge.
What's the traffic situation, Barry?
It's moving. I've got more problems with a minicab driver involved.
Oh, yeah? What company?
Brill Rocket Cabs.
Brill.
Say no more.
Let me know if you need any help.
Hello, Sunhill Police.
Out to the car, please, Mr. Darius.
Why?
Because I say so. You stay there. That kid will be lucky if he keeps his leg, Mr. Darius. Do you understand that?
Yeah, no, I understand. It was his own fault, right?
No, Mr. Darius, not right. We have an expression in the police called the attitude test, and given yours over this accident, you failed it in spades.
What?
I have reason to believe you were driving without due care and attention. You're not obliged to say anything. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
You're joking.
Yeah, I'm a barrel of laughs. And don't you disappear either, because this goes for you and all.
We'll be hearing from you later then, Mr. Lindsay. Goodbye. Good riddance. That bloke's at work, and his neighbour's just telephoned him to say that he's been burgled.
Don't tell me. Can we go round and make sure the place is safe?
Someone do a vehicle check for me.
Yeah, go ahead, Barry.
Oh, it's not important enough for him to stop work and come home, but he'd like us to deal with it and give him an exact time when we'll be round there to meet him. He's staying at his girlfriend's. Perhaps he thinks we can organise for no accidents or emergencies to happen, so that we'll be free to meet him at 6 on the dot.
Yeah, well, we are the police service now, aren't we, eh? Perhaps we should make appointments.
No. Tell him to stuff it.
Oscar unit on its way, Barry, and the Brown 14 should belong to a Robert Winston Jones.
Cheers, George.
You see? It's kosher, you know what I mean?
That's kosher as a pork kebab, Mr. Jones. As far as I can tell, you've got a defective exhaust, 2 ball tyres, and the experts aren't even here yet.
So I'll fix it. Big deal.
No, you get fined for having an on-road-worthy car, and then we see what documents you can produce down at the station.
Nah, I'm not coming in. I got my licence right here.
Yeah, seems all right, as long as you can produce an MOT certificate and insurance to cover you for commercial hire. What about you, Mr. Darius?
Go on, Darius. Get a man a licence. Get rid of him.
This belongs to a Mr. Barry O'Toole.
Barry D. O'Toole. D for Darius.
So what year were you born then, Mr. O'Toole?
1957.
Oh, really? Your driver number tells me it's more like 1932. What? You're in good nick for 60.
Kathy, could you go and look at 10 Beeching Lane? It's been burgled, but the owner says he won't come back till after 6 at the earliest.
Take a look at what, then?
I know, Kath. Just make sure the neighbours have secured it.
Will do, June. Perhaps I'll tidy up a bit, eh? Put a quiche in the oven.
My feelings entirely.
Yeah, thanks for the lift, Reg. And Mr. Darius, Skip, suspected theft of driving licence.
Morning, Mr. Darius.
Care to take a seat, please?
Thanks. On the word.
Excuse me, Skip.
What state is your dispatch rider in?
Oh, his leg's in a bad way. Be lucky if he keeps it.
That bloke's got no licence, right?
Right.
You do realise that probably means his insurance won't be valid, don't you? Your bike rider could lose his leg and never get a cent for it. Because he's got no one to claim against, has he?
You what? What about the minicab company?
Well, I've got to prove negligence, ain't you? They'll just say they didn't know the licence was nicked. End of the story.
Is the owner here?
Yeah, Mr. Loach will come out to you. Excuse me. Well, Rocket Cab's can help you.
Might be better if I go through.
How do you all do? Fine.
Good morning, Mr. Loach. I'm here about
I know what you've come about.
What I don't know, I'm afraid, is what it's got to do with me.
What?
My drivers are self-employed. All I do is hire them radios.
Hang
and
on a
if I
minute.
spent my time checking up on all their particulars, the state of their cars, well, I'd be out of business, right?
One of your firm's cars nearly just took some bloke's leg off.
Well, I wasn't driving it, was I? So what's it got to do with me?
The driver didn't even have a licence.
So I heard. But I didn't know that, did I? And you've nicked him for it now. So what do you want me for?
Because anyone riding with Mr. Darius has been uninsured and at risk of accident. And as proprietor of this company, you are responsible.
But there wasn't anyone riding in his cab this morning, was there? So this has got nothing to do with me.
The point is, how many more cabs like that have you got?
It's not going in, is it? I know they've made it easier to join these days, but this is ridiculous.
How many more unlicensed, uninsured drivers with unroadworthy cars have you got working for your firm, Mr. Loach?
None, for all I know. Happy now, Constable?
No, Mr. Loach. Can you tell Mr. Munro I want to speak to him, Sarge?
There you go, mate. 2 sugars.
Look, I stole nothing, so when can I go?
As soon as my colleague has completed his inquiries and decided whether to charge or release you.
Well, when would that be?
Sometime in the next 23.5 hours.
What? Look, I've got my rights, you know. I said I've got my rights!
Of course you have. So we.
The door's shut at 10 Beeching Lane, June, but I wouldn't exactly call it secure.
That's okay. Can you confirm it's been burgled?
Oh, yeah, it's been burgled, all right.
Unfortunately, Mr. Loach is within the law, Barry. Whilst there are plenty of good firms, minicabs are completely unlicensed. And anyone can set up a company, charge what they like, use cars of any age or condition, and employ whoever they want to drive them.
So where does that leave the dispatch rider? What about his leg?
He needs a good brief to pursue the owner of Brill Rocket Cabs, and he might have a chance with the Criminal Injuries Compensation Board.
Meanwhile, I've got matey banged up for a couple of hours while I check his story, and then he's out on the streets again. He just put someone in hospital. How many more drivers like that has Loach got?
I don't disagree, Barry, but what exactly are you proposing we do about it?
We suspect his cars have been driven in an unroadworthy condition, maybe even by unlicensed drivers. So why don't we stop every Brill cab we see today and give it a once-over?
Or just like that?
Yes, sir, why not?
So you think that'd be the best use of our resources, do you?
It could be, sir, yeah.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? It only could be. Not to mention whether Loach will change his ways merely because we give his drivers a hard time.
Sir, his driver's attitude stinks. His attitude stinks. And I'm dealing with a victim with just that attitude. If checking out his cabs isn't serving the public, I don't know what is. I'm only talking about the rest of the turn, sir, and given the state of some of Loach's cars and drivers, it could save someone's life in the future.
As of now, every Brill Rocket cab you see can be stopped and thoroughly checked with Mr. Munro's blessing. There's a rocket logo in the back window.
Sierra 1 received.
That's more like it.
Where are we going?
Down the tube station. There's always Brill cabs hanging around outside. Now, this is my style of policing. Get them before they get you.
Out, please.
What have I done wrong?
I don't know, sir, but I'm sure we'll find out.
This your car?
Anything wrong?
Do you know what's going on inside?
It's nothing to do with me, officer. They said they wanted a quiet talk.
Aiding and abetting outraging public decency. That's what you're up to.
Never.
Morning, Brenda. Coffee break, is it, love? Name and address, please, sir.
Doing what?
Having a little personal transaction in the back of the cab till Ron came along.
Don't believe it.
Can I have a vehicle check, please?
Go ahead, Steve.
The driver was probably
Volvo
pimping.
Estate.
Nice little sideline, eh?
Registration number X-ray Charlie.
Hello, Sunhill Police.
To Mike.
Wonder how many more of these jokers were going to turn up.
50p.
pence. 50 pence pair of socks. 50 pence.
What do you want? I've been stopped once already today.
Really? What for?
Defective exhaust and tyres.
Had it all fixed, have you?
You give me
By
half...
the sound of that exhaust, you haven't. And here you are back on the road, driving for hire. Looks like I'm going to have to book you all over again, doesn't it?
Keeper should be a Philip Charles Smith, Steve.
Yep, that's who we've got.
Hold on to him then. There's a warrant out. Breach of bail conditions.
He's there now. Understood, Sergeant. Battery's insecure, and it's illegal.
Right, I'll get it secured then.
We'll be doing the same for you, Mr. Smith.
Well, some of the cabs are okay, but the rest...
Yeah, Kath, Mr. Jones doesn't have a record, but he does owe the court a few bob.
Ron's had a cab with a Tom and a punter in the back. Reg has had a disqualified driver.
Yeah, and Kath's got one with unpaid fines.
And Bob and Steve have got a bail absconder, all in the first half hour.
I've got Kilo Whiskey Victor 546 Whiskey in the High Street. Anyone done him already?
All yours, Reg.
It's like opening Pandora's box.
Indeed, but without Pandora.
Sir?
Unless we can get something that'll stick to Brian Loach.
Excuse me. Go ahead, Narika.
We've got a live one, Sarge. Minicab refusing to stop. Index number Tango Papa Foxtrot 230 Mike.
Yeah,
Come on,
stand by,
Shummy,
Narika.
pull over.
Mr. Munro says don't risk anything, but don't lose him. We could do with the result.
Still in pursuit, now entering Barton Street.
Now we gotcha. At least his brakes are working.
I'm sorry, officer. I had no idea you wanted me.
Well, we did, and you were well out of order.
Yeah, well, I heard the noise and I thought it was a fire engine.
Tony.
You wait there.
Morning.
I think that record's wearing a little thin, Mr. Loach. Can we talk in your office?
No, here'll do.
As you wish. I want to know where Stewart picked up from this morning.
I told you already, you didn't log it in. Here, check it if you don't believe me.
It's not just that Stewart's car was full of suspect goods, Mr. Loach. We also had a known prostitute in the back of another one.
So what? It's a free country?
Hear me out, please. We had a prostitute and client, 2 unroadworthy vehicles, a driver without a licence, 2 disqualified, another with unpaid fines, and yet another with a warrant out for him for breaching bail. Is that the kind of outfit you're trying to run? Because if it is, you're going to get nothing but trouble from us.
I'm just running a business, Mr. Munro, a bit like you. And if some of my drivers have turned out to be less than honest, well, I wonder what we'd find if we turned your Nick over, eh? Quite a lot if the newspapers are anything to go by.
The difference, Mr. Loach, is that I would do something about it.
The difference in this case, Inspector, is that what Alec Stewart picked up in his cab is his business, not mine. He's self-employed, isn't he? So, if he's been a naughty boy, why don't you nick him and leave me alone?
Don't worry, we will.
And you better stop harassing the rest of my drivers, or you'll be hearing from my solicitors.
Come on.
I suppose that's it then. Just hand it over to CID.
We most certainly do not. There's a good 2 hours left of this turn and 2 suspects in custody. We go back, we find out where the stolen goods came from, and with a bit of luck, we link one of that creep's cars to the scene of a crime.
Great. For a moment there, I thought...
You'd know me better than that, Stringer. Sierra Oscar from Sierra Oscar 1.
Go ahead, sir.
I want details of any burglary reported this morning on our patch or nearby.
June's checking, sir, but we have one in Beeching Lane that the owner says he won't come back to. He's at work and then he's staying with his girlfriend.
Do what you have to, Matthew, but get the owner back. I want to match the goods from that minicab to the scene of a crime, preferably while I've still got suspects in custody.
I just picked this kid up on a street corner. I'm no gobsmacked, officer, you know what I mean?
I'm sure you are, Mr. Stewart. So where exactly did you pick him up?
Sorry, officer, I can't remember.
Convenient, isn't it?
Very, since the kid has no explanation for the goods in the back of the car.
And the goods look somewhat bent, wouldn't you say, Mr. Stewart?
I wouldn't know, officer.
I would. But don't you worry, Mr. Stewart. I'm sure we'll soon get the truth out of that kid.
Thank you, Mr. Lindsley. Sorry to inconvenience you. Bye. Honestly.
What have we got then, Matthew?
Nothing as yet, sir.
Mr. Lindsley has agreed to meet us at the Beach Inn Lane burglary in half an hour, under protest.
Right, I'll deal with him. Has the youth in the car been questioned?
No, sir. We're still trying to get hold of the parents, and the driver denies all knowledge.
I'll bet he does. Have you tried Barton Street for the stolen goods?
Crime desk are going to call me back, sir.
Good. I'll be leaving in a minute.
Sir?
Yes?
Stewart's not going to cough to anything, but you can bet your life he knows Kerry Williams, the lad who was in the back of his cab.
And how's that?
It's the way he talks about him. The fact that he's pretty sure Kerry won't be pointing the finger at him, for some reason.
Really?
And I've got the usual problem. Can't find his parents or a spare social worker so that I can actually interview the lad.
So you just have to find someone else, won't you?
Sir?
Well, you know the rules. Any responsible adult who is not a police officer and isn't employed by the police.
Go and drag someone in off the street.
Initiative, Tony. Initiative.
Loach has got form, but it's for distributing pornography in Leeds in 1975.
So why have we got a card on him?
Leeds must have thought it worthwhile to push his face around a bit. Could be because of his contacts.
Ready?
I was just checking up Loach's
You
details.
can tell me in the car. Come on.
I'll give them a ring, Barry.
Thanks, Pat.
Where's me mum?
I'm afraid we couldn't get hold of her. This is Mr. Allen. He's a lay visitor. He's kindly offered to be present at your interview.
I told you she'd be down the red line. Why didn't you ring her there?
I have done. She wouldn't come to the phone.
Legless, I expect. Come on, mate. Come and hold me hand. Don't like the look of this fella.
It's only just gone 2:45, sir.
He said half an hour. We're here in half an hour.
Some people say half an hour, sir, and...
Well, I don't.
Right. Let's start again. Where did you steal the goods from, Kerry?
That's a bit of a question, isn't it? I don't reckon I should answer. What do you think?
I can't really advise you.
Oh, don't worry about it, pal. I've already told you. I just found the gear sitting by the side of the road. I waved down a minicab, put it in the back, and here I am.
And where exactly did you just find it?
I've said by the side of the road. You a bit thick or what?
Don't.
All right, keep your ear on.
So what was the name of the street you found the stuff in?
Oh, that's a tricky one. I seem to have forgotten, officer.
I've got the whole relief tied up with minicabs.
Yes, sir, I know.
And I'm standing in a garden like a spare part. We'll wait in the car. Sierra Oscar from Sierra Oscar 1.
Receiving, sir.
Here we go now, sir.
At last. OK, forget it, Garfield.
Understood, sir.
I hope this is going to be worthwhile. My time is valuable.
Yes, sir. So is mine.
I appreciate you may have found my goods. But why couldn't you make an appointment that was convenient for me?
Some things can't wait, sir.
There. That's a familiar sight, isn't it? My 4th time in this house. And no one ever arrested, nor any scrap of my goods recovered.
Well, we're here now to do something about that, Mr. Lindsley.
So you are. But when I called you earlier on, you wouldn't give me an appointment for love nor money.
If you wouldn't mind checking through this list, sir.
We're a fast response service, sir, and we can't guarantee to be free. Now, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, instead of trying to pick up the pieces after the event, why don't you try to concentrate on stopping crimes before they happen?
Please, just check the list, sir.
This isn't mine. None of it.
Right, thanks, Mr. Smith. Next.
That kid couldn't give a monkey's. There's only 2 possible reasons. Either he's stupid or he's been at it since the age of 2. Can we have Stewart again, please, Sarge? When you're ready.
Harrison. This surface is good and smooth. Should get some prints off it, so if you could leave that for the scenes of crimes officer to have a look at in the morning, sir.
Do they make appointments?
Yes, sir, they do.
Oh, good.
And I'm sorry to have taken you away from work, sir, but we have suspects in custody and a limited time we can hang on to them.
Have you connected them with this burglary?
Unfortunately not.
Did you leave the handset like that, Mr. Lindsley?
No.
Then I'd appreciate it if you leave the phone for fingerprinting too.
Hang on a minute. Does this have a last number readout feature, sir?
It does.
Would you mind if we use the phone, Mr. Lindsley?
Be my guest.
Real rocket cabs, can I help you?
They've only done the place and called up for transport, haven't they? It's unbelievable.
Well, how else do you get the goods away when you're too young to drive?
Call a minicab.
Precisely.
Except the dopey twit left the number in the phone's memory.
You reckon Kerry Williams did that one as well? Tony Stamp said he was sharp as a tack.
Yeah, he did. Perhaps there are more than one of them at it.
Yeah, can I have the crime desk, please?
It's only a matter of time before we place you at the scene, Mr. Stewart. Or maybe 2 scenes now.
Look, I've told you, those goods have got nothing to do with me.
What jury's going to believe that when they hear that you were going 60 miles an hour to get away from us?
Listen, I've told you...
Yes, you've told us. You thought we were a fire engine. I don't recall little white fire engines with blue flashing lights, Mr. Stewart, and neither will a jury.
What do you think Kerry Williams is going to say, Mr. Stewart? He's going to say he was led astray by an older man like you.
Him? Oh, you're joking.
Well, that's how the jury's going to see it.
Still, if you want to take the rap for it all, then...
I do not want to take the rap for it all for the simple reason that I've done nothing wrong. Anyway, you don't even know if the goods were stolen.
Excuse me.
PC Stamp leaves the room, interview suspended. Bingo. Barton Street have just dealt with a burglary of exactly the same goods as we found in the minicab.
Excellent. That should change his tune a bit. Thanks, June.
West Yorkshire Constabulary thinks Roach was into kids or something. He was associating with half the bent teenagers in Leeds.
Oh, that's a new one.
But there's more. Guess who Roach lives with? Only Kerry Williams' mum.
What?
They've been shacked up for years, apparently.
What, the little scrope from the back of the cab?
The very same.
So what does that make Loach? His stepfather or his pimp?
Or both. Neither, sir. I can tell you exactly what Loach is, because Stewart has just fingered him.
Take the back, please, Bob. We'll be with you in a minute. Right.
Wait for me!
Mr. Loach, please.
I'm afraid he's busy just at the moment.
What's going on, Barry? The hell is it now?
Excuse me, can't go through there.
This is harassment. I have a warrant to search these premises, Mr. Loach. Move or you will be moved.
Oi, come here! Here you come.
Right? Blimey. What's all this then?
Mr. Loach has a fine old Victorian occupation reg.
He's got a lot of nice young lads working for him, is there?
Got for me, Joe?
2 main centres of fire, front and back entrances, sniffing over the ground now.
Accelerants in attendance?
If there are, the gas tech will pick it up.
Hydrocarbons?
Very good.
Arson, then.
Well, I wouldn't think it's spontaneous combustion, would you?
You had a rough night?
Rough watch. This is our 3rd suspicious since Saturday. Not on your patch.
Same MO?
Hard to say.
But on holiday, aren't they, the owners?
Mr. and Mrs. Brooks. Yeah, they were. Coming back now. Yes, John.
Positive test. Definite evidence of accelerant being used.
Kids?
Front and back? I doubt it.
No, whoever did this didn't intend anyone getting out.
Just after 7 this morning, he walked away from a work party out of Tagford Prison.
Raymond Kimball.
Allied and West, 88.
That's right. Security van.
Well, it appears his ex-wife is still living on the ground.
First place we'd look.
Yeah, well, this is for her benefit. I gather there was no love lost. Just warn her. Let her know that he is at large. Notify us if he tries to make contact. The address is on the card there, Ted.
Right.
All right. Now, those of you who bothered to read last night's crime sheets will be aware that there was a call out to a suspicious fire, Bedlow Road. I've just got back from having a look, and it's arson. Alistair's still down there sounding out the neighbours. Now, at this stage, we've got less than nothing to go on. We've got no motive, no suspect, no nothing. But I want the incident room operational by 2:30 at the latest.
Incident room? What's it that big?
I don't think this is his first. Joe Wilson mentioned 2 other fires. Barton Street, Stafford Row, Saturday and Sunday. Our one last night makes 3 in a row. Now, I'm not ruling out the possibility there's more than one arsonist in the area. Let's just say it's unlikely.
3 fires in 3 days.
That's right, and there's nothing to say there won't be a 4th. I want to stop this lunatic before somebody really gets hurt, and that's our jumping-off point. Viv, Barton Street. Check with the IO, D.I. Hilbury. Have a look at the crime sheets, duty states, talk to the collator, anything else you think might be useful. Tosh?
Gov?
Same number at Stafford Row.
Right.
If anybody gets stroppy, you refer him to me. Jim, I want a list of all the known arsonists, nutters and non-political nutters on the ground.
Sir.
Let's get the ball rolling. Time's on his side, not ours. So let's get cracking.
Can I help you?
Ah, yes, police.
Oh, she's gone away?
Away.
On holiday?
You don't know when she'll be back, do you?
I only went this morning.
She didn't leave a forwarding address with anybody, did she? It's very important that I get in touch with her.
Well, could try her mum's.
Where's that?
Somewhere over by the Cedars. Mrs. Ronald, her name is.
Thank you very much. Sarah Oscar from Sergeant Roach.
Warner, Kenneth J.
Burning motors on the common. Doubt it.
Yeah, come on, Donald. It's entrances and exits our boy's going for.
Dennis Stannard.
Wrong MO entirely. Standard always went for warehouses.
Not always.
In the main, though.
OK. Look, it might be worth giving him a spin.
Wasting your time there, Jim.
Excuse me, who's LIO round here?
You are?
Yeah, we'll keep this out then.
All right. Look, he's on my list. Stannard.
There's been no loss of life. I wouldn't have thought this matter merited Ameb's attention.
No, neither did they.
I mean, the fires might be related, they might not. You've made no link so far.
No, and we're not likely to with everybody running around like a headless chicken. With each station conducting its own inquiry, mark my words, something's going to get overlooked.
Yes, I take your point. All right. I'll get on to area. Try and persuade them to put it under Sunhill's umbrella. Sell it as better value for money for the customer.
Mrs. Kimball?
Meals on wheels?
No. Detective Sergeant Roach, Sunhill CID. It's about Raymond.
Always nothing to do with me. Sorry.
No, it's important, Mrs. Kimball.
I told you. Whatever it is, I can't help you with it.
Just a couple of minutes, please.
All right, but keep your voice down. I've just got her settled.
Who's that?
Thanks.
Is he Ray?
Stupid cow.
Ray?
No, Mum, it's Fiona. Ray's gone away, remember? Shut up, watch the telly.
Away? Where's he gone?
Who wants to get hold, eh?
Listen, Ray escaped from prison this morning.
Well, he won't come here. He knows I'd turn him in.
It's,
Oh, it never ends, does it? You try to put it behind you. The mess that man's made of my life.
Well, I'm sorry, but we had to let you know, just in case.
In case what?
Well, in case he tried to contact you.
Well, he won't come back to London. Not if he knows what's good for him.
When did you last hear from him?
The divorce. You married?
Not at the moment.
Oh, you should be.
Well, thanks anyway, but you don't know where I've been. I see you're all packed. You going away?
Yeah, me and Mum, Spain. Looks like I timed it just right.
Doesn't it?
2 sightings of a blue Bedford van in Bedlow Road about 10:30 last night, parked outside the Brooks. Nobody I spoke to had visitors about that time of night, and no one in the street owns that sort of motor.
I see a driver.
Yeah, a guy out walking his dog opposite the side said there was somebody in it, but I mean, he wasn't really paying it that sort of attention.
What about the other?
From an upstairs window.
Could have been somebody from the next street looking for a parking place.
Could be.
What do you think?
I think it's a nightmare.
I'd have thought he'd want you in on the arson job.
Well, he's letting me and Dashwood run with this one.
What, on the strength of 2 bottles of milk in the sun?
Well, I normally cancel him when I go away. Don't you?
Lunchtime.
So the Chandler's fire started between 2:30 and 3:15, yeah?
I don't really see how it concerns you lot. Well, packets goes with the territory, don't it? You know that.
Asian shopkeepers, fair game now. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, leave it out, love. They know the score even if you don't. So supermarket gets torched now and then. They got out, didn't they? Probably done it themselves for the insurance. Or rival shop taking care of the opposition. Guys will make all the right noises till it peters out.
The right noises?
At a party. Came home to find the flat gone. Any progress?
Not so you'd notice.
Chief Super's spoken to area. They're happy to let us handle the investigation.
We could do with some more troops, Cov.
I've already asked. There's nothing doing. Keep me posted.
Right. Re-interview the pool, see if Stafford Row missed anything. Dodgy neighbours, family feuds, anyone who might bear a grudge.
Hardly obvious targets. She's a librarian. He's a teacher.
Yeah. Somebody hates him enough to want him dead.
I stopped all that. You know I have. I'm better. I've paid my debt to society.
What do you think this is? The blue lamp? People like you don't change, Stannard, so come on, cut it out.
This is harassment.
Yeah, that's right. It's because you're black.
I haven't done nothing. You can't prove it.
Prove what?
Whatever it is. I'm straight.
Where were you last night?
Railway Tavern.
You know I'll check.
You check them, flyboy. See how far it gets you.
All right. What about Sunday?
14th of March, 88. Allied and West security van hijack. 3-man job. £418,000 haul. Raymond Kimball got 15, Terence Cater 12, third man not caught. Money was never recovered despite the usual percentage reward. Case closed.
Thanks, Donna.
Cater and Kimball questioned about the third man.
Wouldn't give him up.
Well, presumably he got the loot. They're keeping stum, hoping for their share. Carrot and stick.
Some carrot.
What's the story on Mrs. Kimball?
I'm not sure, but I am positive she knows more than she's letting on.
Bring her in, sweat it out.
No. If he's been in touch with her for money or clothes or whatever, and I show my hand, first chance she gets, she's got to tip him the wink, warn him off.
Why is she going to do him any favours?
Because she was his wife.
Yeah, it was. When did they get divorced?
Absolute came through 89 while he was in Wandsworth.
You see, it's not been that long since... Hang on a minute. Hang on. He was in Wandsworth, right?
Yeah.
When did they move him to Tagford?
Tagford?
Yeah, Carlisle.
About 4 months ago.
Come back. That's what she said, come back. I knew there was something. He won't come back to London. You with it?
Yeah.
I'm not.
She says she's had no contact with him since the divorce, right?
Yeah.
When he was in Wandsworth.
So?
So if she thinks he's still there, how could he come back to London?
Precisely.
Right, man in the blue van. Paint me a picture.
Bit of a tall order, Golf. We've got hardly anything to go on.
I'm open to suggestions.
All right. Probably white, aged 20 to under 60. Probably single. Probably... I don't know.
Come on.
Probably a loner. Male.
Maybe we should start by interviewing Reg Hollis.
I need to speak to Cater today, this afternoon. If Kimball is making his way back to his wife, he's going to have to hitch. He'll be hours yet.
You were only supposed to be warning her that Kimball might try and make contact.
That's before I knew about the tickets to Spain.
Where's Cater being held?
Scrubs.
Okay.
Stannard. Dennis Stannard. You know him?
No, mate.
Well, supposedly he was in here last night about 9:30. He's mid-40s, shortish, bad breath, wizzly looks, greasy hair, spectacles, bloodshot eyes.
Drinks to forget, does he?
Well, we're taking the viewpoint that there's more to it than just malicious damage.
On what basis?
Well, 9 times out of 10, somebody wants to burn something, they go for non-residential. Derelict, warehouse. There's less chance of being seen.
What, you think it's personal?
Well, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, most people are asleep, and in each case, the fires were centred on the exits. It's only luck we're looking at arson and not murder.
Racially motivated?
No. A couple in the first were Indian, ours were white, and Stafford Row's a woman's black.
Or perhaps there's more than one perpetrator.
Door to door at Stafford Row, we turned up as someone who remembers a blue van parked in the street the night the pool's flat went up. Now, there's no make, but if it's the same one that was seen near ours...
So what do you think he's doing?
Watching. Waiting for people to go to bed. Give them a couple of hours to settle down, then he goes to work.
In that case, he's getting it wrong more often than he gets it right. 2 out of 3 times, there was nobody at home.
No.
Doesn't do much for your theory, does it?
Timers. Well, it's becoming fairly common practice for people who are going out or away to put their lights on time switches. Deterrent against burglars. The CPO recommends it in his leaflet. Some people even leave their TV sets on. It gives the impression the house is occupied. Well, if our man's watching when they all go off...
Well, all at the same time?
No, he's got a point. See, there could be random timers, which means they could go off in a staggered sequence.
Just like people turning off their lights on the way to bed.
Absolutely.
This is Detective Sergeant Gregg.
I know who he is.
We're having a few difficulties in substantiating the account of your movements you gave DC Carver. Don't mind if we come in for a few minutes, do you?
Oi! Oi! What's your game?
Sergeant Gregg's going to have a look around while we have a little chat, Dennis.
Ah, Dennis, is it now?
Oh, you should have chosen a better alibi than a night at the Railway Tavern.
You need a warrant if you're going to turn this place over.
Oh, don't be silly. Look, we're all grown-ups here. If I were to throw you off the balcony, the only question I'd be asked is how far you bounced, all right? So let's have no nonsense about warrants. So tell me again, where were you the last 3 nights?
I've told you.
Where were you last night?
In the tavern.
Now, the landlord of the pub doesn't remember you at all.
He ought to.
Why?
I buy enough of his stinking beer, that's why. Look, what is this?
You tell me.
You're taking liberties.
Just tell me the truth, Dennis.
I am. The landlord knows I was there.
But if he doesn't remember you, shouldn't you choose your alibis a bit more carefully?
When I go for a drink, I don't go looking for an alibi. I go for a drink, you know what I mean?
Don't think you get these an amateur photographer. This your new thing, is it? You ever considered psychiatric help?
Nothing wrong with looking at the female form.
What about the undies?
Eh?
Box of undies in his bedroom.
I bought them.
Is that why you gave us stupid alibis? So we wouldn't know you'd been out snapping?
You'd have thought I was funny. Gets a bit lonely, see.
Oh, for crying out loud. Let's have a look. Hold on a minute. This is dated the 11th. You took this on Sunday night?
Yeah. Trying a new fast film out.
What time?
1-ish. Bring back the roll to develop it after.
Where'd you take it?
Up at Peel House.
On the Whitegate?
You are a deeply unpleasant human, Dennis. We should stick him on for time wasting. You should have said in the first place.
I've known murderers take offence at being called thieves. It's all relative, Jim.
You don't think he took the pictures then set the fires, do you?
Stretching it a bit.
No, it's just a thought.
Look, you said yourself he was never favourite.
Yeah, but...
Look, if we're going to catch this maniac, he's going to be down to busy work. Checking, rechecking, cross-referencing. Then back to the start and do it over. There's no magic formula. Go back to your list.
Yeah, back to square one.
It's been a long drive.
Yes, I know you've had a bit of a day. I'll try not to keep you too long. Just got to sort out a few things.
Is there any chance of a cup of tea?
Of course there is. I'll send some through.
Thanks.
Sarge, if you just wait for me in there.
Right.
Thanks a lot. Mr. and Mrs. Brooks, Bedlow Road, last victims.
Right.
B49893 Cater.
Thanks. We'll be all right. Take a seat. I'm Detective Sergeant Roach. This is Detective Constable Dashwood.
Smoke? So, keep it. Very nice. I will.
We've got a wee problem, Terry. We think you might be able to help.
Yeah? And what's in it for me?
Mr. and Mrs. Average, like the Pauls. Decent folk. No apparent enemies. First time they've been involved with the police.
Any similarities?
Yeah. All white collar. Both got mortgages with the Lancaster. Different branches. They don't know each other.
There's something that links them together.
Well, if you can find it, you're a better man than I am, Gunstock.
Have you seen the Chandras yet?
Next on my list. For all the good it'll do.
You see, they're the only ones he's done so far who are actually in. They might have seen something and forgotten about it.
What? For the heat of the moment?
Get on with it. What is it?
Barton Street's Nick Dennis Stannard. Wooden top pulled in for a dodgy tail light. Found 4 jerry cans on the back seat full of petrol. Nobody's charging him now.
With all 3? What grounds?
He's put his hands up to it. He's Hilbury's body, Gov. We're out the frame.
You must be out your tiny, mate. I didn't say 4 years ago. I ain't going to start now. Besides, you've got nothing to offer anyway.
If we did.
But you ain't, have ya?
Like what?
Open prison?
So you can follow Kimball's example? Over the wall?
Come on. If Terry's willing to cooperate...
Not got the good cop, bad cop stuff. You either got to say so or you ain't. Just don't mess me about. I ain't got the time.
I would have thought that's the one thing you have got, Terry. In spades.
It's just one of those things. Put it down to experience. We had a good go. I couldn't have asked for more. In fact, Jim even had Standard on his list.
Sir?
No, I'm not having a go. There's nothing we could pull him on. As it is, and I know it's gutter, it's Barton Street's body. We struck out, they got lucky, whatever. He's been stopped, that's the most important thing. So no beating yourselves up. Let's just forget it. And if anybody fancies a drink, I'm buying.
You're on. Jim?
We're talking in circles, Terry, aren't we?
I'm not going anywhere. You talked to Fiona?
Oh, yeah. She's off on holiday, taking a month to Spain. What's the matter, Terry?
Nothing.
So?
Except, Fiona's mum. She's got MS. She ain't walked nowhere in 5 years.
Back already? No home to go to. Listen, do me a favour, would you? Pull a file on Peter Allen Graham. Mrs. Brooks? Can I speak to her, please? It's DS Gregg, Sandhill CID.
What's it about?
The file, please, Matt. I'll tell you when you've got it. Mrs. Brooks? Yeah, DS Gregg, Sandhill. Listen, have you ever at any time served as a jury member?
I'll get a car around there to check it out.
I wouldn't mind another little chat with Fiona Kimball myself.
Come you missed her the first time round. She doesn't come across as all that bright.
The security guard said it was a three-man job. That's what we were looking for. 3 men. Not 2 men and 1 little lady.
Detective Chief Inspector Jack Meadows, please. Yeah, I know the bar's for the coppers, but could you find him, please? It's urgent.
Sierra Oscar from Sierra 1.
Go ahead, George.
Yeah, we got a blank at that Kimball woman's place, Sarge.
All right, I'll run a PNC check. Keep your eyes peeled for her motor. Index and description as follows.
Jack, what are you doing in my neck?
You slag. What? Stannard. He didn't do it, did he? Did he?
He's old.
You fitted him up. He's innocent.
He's old. He's scum.
Yeah, but the real one's still out there.
What's happening, Sarge?
Barton Street got the wrong man.
I thought Stannard had coughed.
Apparently not. Hilbury had him cold on an outstanding gross indecency. Told him if he didn't put his hands up to the 3 arsons as TIC, he'd stick him on for him anyway.
One way to boost your nick rate? Yeah, with Stannard's previous.
Might as well be hung for a sheep.
Who sussed this out then?
Governor had it straight from the horse's mouth.
Well, what put him onto it?
Well, when I saw Mrs. Brooks this evening, I thought I knew her from somewhere. I just couldn't put my finger on it. I mean, we see a lot of the same people on the ground, out shopping or whatever.
Yeah, and?
Well, I was away off home. I tidied my desk, saw some court papers. That's what jogged my memory. This time last year, I was in the box on the Graham murder trial.
What's that got to do with the price of fish?
Well, that's where I knew Mrs. Brooks from. She was a jury member. Thought it was worth checking out. Both the Stafford Row and the Barton Street victims were on the jury too.
Now, Graham, this is the guy from Ainsworth Street that strangled his wife when he found out she was going over the side.
Yeah, he tried to plead diminished responsibility, but we had him dead in the water. His son, Dean, turned himself inside out trying to get his dad off. Nearly went on for perjury. All to no avail.
Revenge. I don't believe it. Yeah, but Graham's inside, though.
Yeah, but Dean isn't.
MP, Sierra 1, all units, in pursuit of a red Peugeot 205 GTI. Juliet 210, Papa Tango Foxtrot. Index matches that of vehicle wanted in connection with Prison East Gate B. Firm stop when showing. Turning east into Dock Street.
South down Watcombe Street. Now heading southbound Frost Street.
Sierra 1 to Dashwood. We're running parallel to you in Vermont Street.
Looks as if he's going to go east towards the lights on Casey Road. Casey Road, over.
All right. You all right, love? Okay, this way. Come on. You all right?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to fail you on your emergency stop, Mr. Kimball.
There's Bedlow Road, look, he's pinned it. Telephone directory. Yep. He's cross-referenced it with the jury list.
Pass those addresses back to the station. Get somebody round to them.
Gov, it's him. He's here.
It's a blue Bedford van.
Hello, Jake.
Who the hell are you?
DCI Meadows, Sunhill CID. Dean Graham, I'm arresting you for arson. You don't have to say anything, but anything you do say may be used in evidence. This is what...
I know immediately, you know. I know immediately. The moment she come into the shop. Immediately. I know the type.
How long ago was this, sir?
Oh, 5, 6, 7 minutes. No time.
And there was a man she called to in a car.
Well, she didn't get into the car.
No, she called out something to him and ran off.
If you could just give us a description of the lady, sir.
She's here. She's here. I have her on the tape. You see it for yourself. Why can't I get this machine to work?
Dark, taller than me, blue leather jacket, jeans and black high-heeled shoes.
Any goods on her?
No. She was using a credit card in the name of Carruthers. Got cold feet when the trader ran a check. She may be about to rendezvous with a black male in a dark green ex-registered BMW.
Not yet, she ain't. That looks like her.
Excuse me, love, I want a word with you. Get off. Why are you running away? I ain't done nothing. So why are you running away? I weren't running away, I'm in a hurry. Yeah, where are you going? Look, what's that got to do with you?
What's your name, love?
Look, I'm not telling you nothing, why should I?
Well, we've had a description of someone looking just like you, running out of a shop down the other end of the high street.
Weren't me. So you won't mind telling us your name then? Jana. Jana what? Metcalf. Where are you going, Jana? Home, I'm going home. Where's that? Look, what's it got to do with you? Where's home, Jana? 47 McIver House, Copcroft Estate.
It's a funny way to go, isn't it? Where'd you say you've been?
Nowhere. Just been shopping.
We haven't got any packages.
Yeah, well, I couldn't find what I wanted.
Haven't been looking for a leather coat, then?
No.
Well, that's funny, because Mr. Hakim on the high street, he reckons someone looking, well, just like you, was trying to buy a leather coat off him using a dodgy credit card.
Weren't me.
Well, I'll tell you what, you come back with us to Hakim's Leatherware, and if you're not the lady involved in this incident, then that'll be the end of it.
No, I'm not going back there. I haven't got time. I've got to get back to pick up my kids.
OK, seat yourself. In that case, we're going to have to sort this out back at the station. Hold on, love. Hold on! I'm arresting you on suspicion of fraudulently using a credit card.
What's this?
I don't know. Ask her, she planted it. You needn't think you're going to do me for that and all. I never saw it till she pulled it out of nowhere.
This receipt's for a watch.
So?
Not a bracelet.
That's because I never bought the bracelet. I was trying to flog it.
So where's the watch?
Save it for the interview room if you don't mind. No credit card on her.
No, Sarge.
All right, here's a list of your possessions. If you'll sign there, they'll be returned when you leave the station.
I'm not signing nothing. She's trying to set me up, I told you.
Lovely. Sign there, Narika. Cell number 1.
I can't hang about. I've got to pick up my kid. Don't bang me up. You can't bang me up.
All sorted. What about the bracelet?
She reckons she was trying to flog it.
Well, let's see what the jeweller says.
It's getting worse and worse around here these days. Wasn't on my list of dodgy numbers, though, was it?
I don't know, was it? Did you check?
Yeah, and no, it wasn't.
But you did go through to the credit card company for authorisation.
Yeah, went through no bother. I tell you just can't tell these days.
One of the other traders had a sus soon as she came in. Young girl spending a lot of money.
Yeah, well, some of them have got it to spend, haven't they?
Not this one.
Perhaps you could sort out something else for us, sir. This girl, when she was picked up, she had a receipt on her for a watch, not a bracelet.
Well, that's right, because she bought 2 items. She bought the watch, birthday present for a fella, she said it was, and then just as she was about to leave the shop, she came back. Said she was going to buy herself a present and all.
Yeah?
The watch was 200 quid, right?
Yeah.
How much was the bracelet then?
Oh, the bracelet wasn't as much. 110, I think.
And did you get authorisation for both transactions, yeah?
Yeah, I think. Well, the second one I may not have done.
You got an amount you're allowed to go up to, presumably, before you have to check.
Floor limit, yeah.
Well, how much is your floor limit, sir?
100 quid.
It's taking a bit of a risk, isn't it? Letting her out the shop with goods way over your floor limit?
No, like I said, the first transaction went through okay.
Was she on her own, this girl?
On her own? Yeah, she was.
No one waiting for her outside?
Not that I saw.
Only the other trader, the one who sussed her, he reckons she had an accomplice with her, waiting for her outside in a car.
I didn't see a thing, mate.
OK, thanks very much, sir.
Thank you.
Just one other thing, sir. When we picked her up, there was no sign of the watch and no receipt for the bracelet.
Well, look, I can't be expected to know what she did with the goods after she left the shop.
But you did issue her with 2 receipts.
Yeah, definitely. You can check the paperwork if you like.
Do you reckon he knew that card was nicked?
Don't you? That's definitely the girl. All we need now is the name of the bloke in the car.
You'll just have to charm it out of her, Dave, won't you?
Take more than charm to crack this one.
There's nothing on the jeweller Theodorakis or the shop. Except... Oh, wait a minute. He had a break-in last year.
Well, for the course.
Yeah, I guess so.
Have you got any ideas on the driver?
Any of this lot? Joe Trudie, Reuben Watkins, Clark Wallace, any of them. If you think she's working with the mugger, I'd put my money on one of the younger ones. Trudie's getting a bit overweight these days when it comes to legging it.
Yeah, PC Quinnan. Dave Quinnan's Sunhill. OK, thanks. Bye.
Was it her on the video?
Certainly was. Seems she had a busy morning.
Blimey. Portable CD player.
There could be more. The credit card company only know about this purchase because it went through electronically.
She's got a couple of previous convictions for shoplifting as well.
Quite a little professional.
Shall I get it from the cells? Come on, Jana. Time for a chat. You got a baby?
Yeah.
How old?
18 months.
Yeah? You married?
Give us a break.
You don't live on your own, though, do you?
No, it's my gran.
She looking after it, is she?
No, friend. Look, I need to get back. I said I'd only be out a couple of hours.
Yeah, we'll be as quick as we can. Sit down.
OK, let's go. Interview with Jana Metcalf, PC Quinnan and Data present. So, seems you had a very successful shopping expedition this morning, Jana. Portable CD player, bracelet, watch.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, we've run a check, love. We know that card was reported stolen late last night, and we know that it was used at Egan's Electricals to purchase a portable CD player just after they opened this morning.
So why are you asking me? I don't know nothing about it.
Because we also happen to know, because we're very clever, that it was you kiting that same card in a leatherware shop. And in between Egan's and the leatherware shop, you popped into a jeweller to buy yourself a watch and a bracelet.
You've got the wrong person.
Jana, there's no point in messing us about. We know it was you. We've got you on film at Ackham's.
We want to know what happened to the portable CD player and the watch.
You got a boyfriend, Jana?
What's that got to do with anything?
Come on, Jana. We got 2 witnesses saw you shout to him as you ran out the shop.
What shop? I'm getting a right muddle number of shops I'm supposed to have been in.
Don't get clever with me. The leatherware shop, Ackham's.
Do you give out free fags these days?
Been through this before then, have you, Jana?
What about the credit card, Jana? Where'd you get it?
I found it.
Yeah? Where'd you find it?
At a bus stop.
The credit card was in a wallet. It was nicked yesterday. We want to know where you got it from.
Same bloke you offloaded the goods onto, Jana, wasn't it? Bloke in the car.
No.
Does he supply the heroin as well?
No.
Are you scared of this bloke, Jana?
No. No, I'm not.
You see, we can't help you if you don't tell us who he is.
Look, you don't care.
Yes, we do.
All you want to do is nick me. So just get on with it, can't you? I want to get back home. To my kid.
Any units in the vicinity report of an attempted mugging in the Burnham place.
Here, Oscar from 181. Me and Dave are leaving now, Kath. We'll get it.
Here, Tosh. I just left a note on your desk. I just bailed a girl out kiting credit cards this morning. We think one of the traders may be colluding.
Well, he won't be the first. It's big business, you know. Who is this bloke? And why can't you handle it?
Well, we haven't really got anything on him, apart from the fact that he let a right old scrubber off with goods way over his floor limit. He seems a bit uncomfortable.
Well, if he is bending the rules, I'm sure that the company will find out sooner or later. But I'm not sure that the governor will be interested. He's not exactly big time, is he?
Well, nothing's a big time according to you lot.
What happened, love?
He tried to grab my bag. I fought. I didn't mean to fight.
Anyone call an ambulance?
He wanted my bag, you see, and I hung on to it. I didn't mean to. It was automatic.
Okay, what do you look like?
He was young, quite young, with an earring. I don't know why I didn't let him just have it.
What colour was he?
White. He had fair hair, cut short, and a red jacket. A red baseball jacket.
Where's your bag now? Did you get away with it?
No. Oh my God. Where is it? Someone must have taken it.
Are you sure?
Well, yes. He ran off when I screamed. Someone else must have taken it.
Okay. What did it look like?
Sierra Oscar from 340 receiving.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, Kath, we're in Burnham Place. Woman with a nasty head wound, attempted bag snatch. The description we've got so
address
far
book,
is
keys,
male IC1,
credit card,
fair
cash card
hair,
lot.
All right, what's your
earring,
address?
red baseball jacket. He didn't get the bag, but it seems that one of the Good Samaritans who come to help her made off with it instead.
Sister lives at number 22.
Right, someone will be around to see you later. Take a statement, okay? We'll let your sister know where you are.
You're on a reporting a girl this morning, a Jana Metcalf.
Yes.
We've had a call from a Mrs. Clifford. She's Jana's grandmother.
Yeah?
Well, she wants you to go to 47 McIver House. Apparently somebody's been knocking Jana about.
That didn't take him long, did it?
You live round here, you keep one of these and all. I said stop it.
Perhaps you should put the dog in another room.
What do you think I'm trying to do? In there.
Jana? Jana? What happened?
What are you doing here? Did you... You sent for him, didn't you? I told you not to.
Look at the state of her. Look at her.
Are you going to tell me what happened, Jana?
No. Nothing happened. I fell downstairs.
She never fell downstairs. He did it to
He
her.
did not. Look. Why can't you manage your own flaming business? You're only making it worse.
Only when she came in, she got stuck into whatever it is she's taking.
Blimey, they don't need any other witnesses against me when they got you. What do you want? Do you want me to go down or what?
Well, at least you'd be out of harm's way for a bit. She can't go on like this. Look at the state of her. She's not looking after the kid, I am. She goes out. I don't know when she's coming back. What state she'll be
Oh,
in.
shut up!
You're an ungrateful little bitch. You're just like your mother. And you're going to end up like her and all.
Oh, shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Hey, look, listen, you're frightening the baby, yeah? It's all right. All right?
Do you mind if I turn off the television, Mrs. Clifford?
It's only she's so desperate for the drugs. She wouldn't put up with none of this.
Who did this to you, Jana?
Look, I got nothing to say, right? She's the one who sent for you. I never wanted you to come down.
It was the bloke in the car, wasn't it?
No.
Of course it was. Any trouble, you can be quite sure he'll be there.
Don't tell him.
Look, I'm not having him do that to you again. I'm having him put away. He lives down the Whitegate estate. Reuben he's called.
Here we go.
Buys checkbooks, credit cards. Farms them out to kids like her. They give him the stuff they buy, and he gives them whatever it is they take.
So why did he knock her about?
I don't know. Some fella reckoned she chopped him.
Who? Was it the jeweller?
I don't know.
No, you don't know. So why do you keep your mouth shut? You got it all wrong as it happens. It wasn't 'cause they thought I'd shopped him. It was 'cause I kept the bracelet. I shouldn't have kept the bracelet.
So what, you work for this guy, do you?
On her back.
Shut up! You don't know nothing about him.
How's her thinking she's the only one? What she don't realise is she's just part of his little racket.
It's not his little racket. And he does care about me. He wouldn't have done this if I hadn't messed everything up for everyone.
What did you mess up, and who's everyone?
You stupid cow. You're gonna get me killed. Do you know that?
Not if they lock 'em all away, you won't. Why do you think I called this lot? I'm trying to help you. I want to stop you being killed. Or stop you killing yourself with that muck you take.
Yeah, well, you can save yourself the bother. 'Cause I'd rather be dead. What are you doing with my baby? I never said you could hold him. You give him to me.
You see what I'm up against? She wasn't like this before she met him, you know.
Reuben.
She used to be such a nice kid. Listen, I hope you don't think I'm racist or nothing. It's not 'cause he's black. I mean, you get good people and bad people everywhere. I know that.
Yeah, it's all right, Mrs. Clifford.
Only I don't want you to think, you know, you being a...
Don't give it another thought.
Only he really is a bad lot. Still, you'll be able to put him away now, eh?
Well, no, not really.
Not after what he's done to her.
I'm afraid not. It's up to Jana to press charges.
But that's awful. You see what he's like. He needs locking up.
You said something about his little racket. Do you know any more about that?
Well, the fellow that lives in the next block, number 19, I think it's Dave something. I've heard a few things about him.
Reuben's the one that's running, Jana?
Yes, Sarge.
Well, you can pick him up for starters. You don't need us for that.
Yeah, but there's more to it, Gov. The granny reckons Reuben's buying the credit cards off this bloke at 19 Kinross House.
So check him out.
We have. He's done time for armed robbery.
Has he? What's his name?
David McAllister.
Really? So that's what he's up to. Who fingered him? Jana or the granny?
The granny.
Right. Well, we're going to need something a bit more reliable than the granny or Jana before we dive in on this one. Ted, Take Tosh out for a breath of fresh air. Go and see this Theodore, what's his name?
Nico Theodorakis.
Whatever, the jeweller. Tell him we know he's in it up to his neck. Ask him how much he's getting paid for letting through the dodgy cards. Lean on him.
Afternoon.
Mr. Theodorakis?
Yeah?
Detective Sergeant Roach, Sunhill CID. This is DC Lines.
Hiya.
Yes?
We've come about the incident this morning. A young girl with a credit card.
Oh, yeah.
She was beaten up. Somewhere between the nick and getting home.
Yeah? Not a day then.
We wondered if you might be able to shed some light on who might have done it.
Me? No, why should I?
Because word we have is that someone knocked that girl about because she had your bracelet on her when she was picked up.
Look, what are you trying to say? OK, so I let goods through on a dodgy card. So what? It happens. It's a mistake, not a crime.
Unless you do it knowing the card to be stolen, of course.
Excuse me. Hello. Oh, yeah. Look, I'll have to call you back, Dave. This ain't a good moment. I'll call you back! Yeah, see ya. Sorry about that. You were saying?
I understand from the credit card people that you have a very high level of fraudulent card use in the last 6 months.
Well, they haven't said anything to me. Anyway, what did I expect? It's the area.
You didn't tell anyone that the police were here this morning?
Like Dave or Reuben?
Sorry?
That was Dave McAllister on the phone, wasn't it?
No.
But you do know him.
So what?
So what's in it for you? How much is he paying you to let a hot card through?
All right. Well, I'll cooperate, OK? Just so long as you understand. I don't know who the black bloke is, and I had nothing to do with knocking that girl about. I don't hold with violence. I told Dave that, but he was livid. He was livid when he thought you were onto me.
But you do have an arrangement with him.
Yeah. Well, I get a cut. Commission, I suppose you could call it. But it's peanuts.
It's fraud, Mr. Theodorakis.
Yeah. And the person footing the bill is the ordinary punter, like me, paying interest on our credit cards.
Oh, God, not you.
Is Dave in?
No.
Come and join us, Barbara.
Sit down, love.
Glad to see you keeping the place nice as usual.
What do you want?
What are you up to these days, David? I heard you'd started a business.
I'll keep my nose clean, Burnside. I'm a Sparks these days.
Oh, yeah? I heard you were doing a nice little line in plastic.
You better be off. I'll get Kevin to ring you.
You stay there, pal.
Look, leave him out of it. He only come round to see me son.
Is that right? Well, in that case, he won't mind turning his pockets out, will you?
What are you doing here? Who have you been talking to?
I expect you'd like to know that. Well, I'll tell you who it wasn't. It wasn't the girl.
What girl?
The girl you had beaten up lunchtime.
Look, I didn't have anybody
Well, if it
beaten.
wasn't her, it must have been a bloke you sold the card to. Or maybe it was one of the traders you got down as cooperatives. Or it might even have been one of the muggers you've been buying the cards off.
You got the wrong man, Burnside. I don't know what you're on about.
Oh, come off it, David. You didn't get all this through the sweat of your brow.
You got a warrant?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you won't find nothing. That's Barbara's housekeeping. It's not illegal to have money in the house, you know. You know something? It's diabolical. You just won't leave a bloke alone. Once you've got a record, that's it. You don't give a man a chance.
Look, do you need me for something or what? Because I want to go.
I think we were looking for someone today wearing a red baseball jacket. I remember the description. Wasn't you, was it?
Loads of blokes got jackets like these. Or is that crime and all?
Gov. Just you wait back there.
You want to turn the goods over a bit quicker, David. Doesn't pay to have them hanging around the house. David McAllister, I'm arrested.
Joyner versus Hannah, jury's coming back in.
Having this time, eh, Mr. Burnside?
Yeah. Oh, come on, Derek.
Yeah, all right, Dad.
Don't all right me. I don't want to miss nothing. I waited a long time to see this scum go down.
Catch you later, then.
Have to be quick. These things can really motor.
There's a law against that, Sylvia.
And against fitting people up.
Save it for the groupies, darling.
rise. How are the Pierces?
Tense.
Don't blame them.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict on which at least 10 of you are agreed?
No.
Do you think that with more time you might be able to reach a decision on which 10 of you are agreed?
No.
Silence. Silence! If there are any more such displays, I will order the public gallery to be cleared. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I thank you for your time, patience, and attention during this long trial. You are now discharged.
Court will rise.
Give me the tools, Patrick.
It's okay, Charles. You did a great job.
Really? Not exactly the result we were looking for.
Well, that's Judge Roper for you. And I'm sorry, Inspector, I can't honestly see it playing a third time either.
What?
I'm afraid I don't think we could justify the expense.
Hang on. Hannah empties 2 barrels into Victor Pierce's legs, and he's going to walk out of here, which is more than Pierce will ever do. You're going to tell him it's not worth the expense.
You busy, Jim? Good. I want you to check the crime sheets for the last 3 months against this lot. I want you to find all the cases where the victim wasn't passed on to victim support. We've had a complaint.
There was no fit-up. You don't have to convince me, Inspector. Not that your reputation exactly helps.
And what's that supposed to mean?
It means that every time you cut a corner, every time you step over the fine line between this side of pace and that, you give the defence a heaven-sent opportunity to sow a seed of doubt in the jury's mind. Is he bent? Is it a fit-up? Who's the guilty man?
You finished?
This case is finished.
Is it? We'll see about that.
Well, suit yourself, but I doubt we'll be running this again without better evidence. Leastways, that's what I shall recommend.
He's bailed quick, isn't he?
Probably stood surety for himself. He did knock off 60 grand.
What about his passport?
His missus must have been prepared. Maybe she was a Boy Scout in a former life.
How's Pierce?
How do you think? Back to the nick.
Mark, follow him.
What?
You heard, follow him. Just do it, Ellison. I'm not having a slag like Anna walking away from this.
I've just heard from court. Judge Hannah. What do you reckon?
10 years? 8?
Bail. Combination of ropey roper and another hung jury.
It's unreal.
I wonder why we bother.
Can you find out where Frank is, Ted? He should have been here by now.
Spell it out in words of 1 syllable, and some juries still wouldn't know their arse and their elbows.
You're just a bad loser, Gov.
That's why I usually win.
Burnside from Roach.
What's up, Ted?
What's your position, Gov?
Who wants to know?
The DCI.
I'm in pursuit of suspects in 2 motor vehicles, heading north along Lane Grove.
Do you require assistance?
Negative. We are being very discreet.
It's Meadows here. Thought we had a meeting, Frank. Victim support.
Oh, yes, sir. Something came up.
Who are you following?
George Hannah and friends, sir.
Why?
Victim support, sir.
Come again.
I thought Victor Pierce could do with a bit of justice, sir.
I'll give you till 4, Frank. If you've got nothing solid by then, I want you back here. Is that clear? Out.
8 Fright from Sierra Oscar, number 3 Green Road, assault in progress.
Police, can
you open up, please?
What's going on in there?
Please, could you open up, please?
Come on, open the door!
It's Derek Pierce, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've had a call. Could we come in, please?
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably best, yeah.
The Hannah robbery, it was his dad that got shot. Who is it?
It's a bill!
Oh, yeah? What do you want? We've had a call about a violent argument.
Oh, yeah? Who from?
It's anonymous, Mr. Pierce.
You nosy interfering bitch!
Look, George, why don't you two go in the other room? I'll have a word with Mr. Pierce.
Derek? You all right?
What? Yeah. Well, lay a finger on me, I wouldn't take him to the toilet, would I?
This your mum?
Yeah.
Where's she?
Down a bunk about 6 months ago. Don't blame an either living with that.
But you stayed?
Yeah, well, I'm a prat, ain't I? Like my mates said. Well, ex-mates.
So all of this is normal behaviour now, is it?
No. Oh, ain't you heard? Geezer what shot him got off this morning.
Shock? Can't shock me, girl. Expect the worst. That's my motto is now, anyway. Cheers.
Don't you think you've had enough, Mr. Pierce?
No.
Does your victim support know about the verdict?
Sacked 'em. See, the only support I'm interested in, girl, is the financial sort. Hackers. But you know the only thing that takes longer than British justice? Criminal Injuries Compensation Board. Know why it's called that? Because it's criminal how long they take to pay. Still, be a rich man in about 20 years' time, and I can drink myself to death. In the meantime, you and your social workers and your victim support can go to hell.
Look, Mr. Pierce, we'll be on our way, and look, just try and keep the noise down, eh?
Now what? We watch and wait. Or rather you do. I've got to get back to the Nick.
Oh, great. What am I supposed to be watching for? I mean, it's not exactly crime of the century, is it, Gov? Having a few drinks because you're at the Nick.
I want to know who turns up.
And I missed lunch.
I'll send someone out with something. In the meantime, have a mint.
What do you reckon?
I don't know, George. Some people you just can't help.
Yeah.
Sierra Oscar 85 from Sierra Oscar, receiving over.
Yeah, go ahead, Kath.
You anywhere near Kane Road, George?
Well, not far. Why?
Could you pick up DI Burnside at the junction of Kane Road and Duke Street?
If we have to.
On our way, Kath.
Sierra Oscar from DS Craig, receiving over.
Go ahead, Skip.
Can you run a PNC on a blue Toyota pickup, please, Kathy? Registration Golf 631 November Hotel Alpha.
Look, all I want is someone to relieve Alistair. He was already complaining about not having his lunch when I left.
We shouldn't have left him there. It's not worth sniffing after Hannah because of some vengeful whim.
It's not a vengeful whim. I just want to go the extra mile for Victor Pierce.
Oh, yeah. I think it's getting personal, Frank, and I don't like it. It's dangerous.
Look, all I'm trying to do is get extra evidence for the CPS for the retrial.
Retrial? This one's busted, Frank.
Oh! I've got a message for the DI, sir, from Sergeant Gregg. A blue pickup truck just pulled up outside Hannah's and the driver's gone inside. It's registered to a builder, a Mickey or Michael Felcher. He's got a form from 10 years back. Theft, fraud, obtaining property by deception.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah?
Look, there were 3 bodies on that job. Hannah never fingered anyone. It's got to be worth a poke, wouldn't you say?
Doesn't sound like much of a blagger to me, but I suppose so, yeah.
Does that mean I can have Carver?
Yeah.
Go and relieve Alistair.
Well, how much longer are you going to be?
20 minutes?
Another 20 minutes from Sun Hill?
Well, keep your hair on, Sarge. Traffic's terrible.
It's not my hair I'm worried about, it's my bladder.
Well, I can call up the area car if it's that urgent.
Just get here, Carver. Out.
Sorry to trouble you. Can I use your toilet, please? It's all right, I'm a police officer.
Well?
Petrol bombs. One through the lounge window, one against the front door. Presumably to stop anyone coming after him.
Him?
Gov?
Well, just the one?
Far as we know, dark jacket, jeans.
House to house?
Turned up nothing so far.
Is that Felcher's van?
Yeah.
Oh, he's still here then?
Everybody is.
Anyone hurt?
No.
Shame.
The fires were put out pretty quickly, mainly by the occupants, so the damage is superficial. Hasn't done much for the carpets, though.
Improvement, if you ask me. You got anything?
Not yet.
And where, pray, were you when Guy Fawkes decided to make the party go with a bang?
All in nature, Gov.
Carver was on his way.
Stuck in traffic, yeah.
Where's Anna and co?
In the back with Jim. I don't know what sticks in their throat more. Having the police torch or having to talk to us about it.
Look, we can do it here or we can do it down the neck.
Tell it to the Marines.
George? Problem, Jim?
I'm trying to conduct an interview. No one wants to help.
Funny that, isn't it?
Considering you're almost fried alive, yeah.
We'll sort it out.
Well, like you sorted out Victor Pearce.
Filth.
Shut it, Sylvie, and put that thing out. Don't want to start a fire, do we?
All right, George. Any ideas? I mean, a slag like you must have too many enemies. You wouldn't know where to start.
Nah. Won't work, Burnside. Winding me up. I'm out and I ain't going back. So, sticks and stones.
Fair enough.
Look, is this going to take much longer? Only I didn't see anything, did I? I mean, I was in the bog when it happened, wasn't it?
Amazing how many people get taken short at the crucial moment.
Yeah, well, it happens to be true, and I've got a business to run.
What business is that then, Mr.
Felcher. I'm a builder. I've got 3 sites on the go. So, you know.
Alistair. I'm just wondering how much he's had to drink.
Hard to say.
Let him go.
You sure, Gov?
Yeah.
OK, Mr. Felcher, you can go now, but we may be in touch with you later for a statement.
Right. That okay then, George? I mean, you know how it is.
Just go, Mickey.
Right. Sylvie?
Sierra Oscar from Burnside.
Go ahead, sir.
I've got a dark blue Toyota pickup. Registration, Golf 631, November Hotel Alpha. The owner is one Mickey Felcher. It's leaving 41 Waterman's Road, heading south towards Cape Street.
So, where exactly were you when he came through the window?
I said we'll sort it out.
Ah, so you saw who did it then?
I think you're right, Jim. Let's have 'em all down the neck.
Come on, Burnside.
No, you come on, George. You just come out, remember? You're out on bail. So if you know who did this and you won't tell us, I'll have you for obstructing a police officer in the course of his duties.
You can't do that.
Ring that greaseball brief of yours and find out.
Blue Toyota pickup. Golf 631. Yep, that's the one. Okay.
License, please, sir.
What's up?
Have you been drinking, Mr. Felcher?
What?
We have cause to believe you've been drinking. Have you?
You must be joking. Hang on, this is a fit-up, isn't it?
Please step outside the vehicle.
Steve, I hear you picked up my man.
Only just. It was only a couple of points over.
More than enough. Is this Felcher's gear?
Yeah.
Can I have this?
See if you can get around the back, Jim.
Right.
I'm sorry the DI didn't catch you after the verdict, but, well, something came up, as they say.
Yeah.
Someone lose their temper?
Could say that.
Now listen, Derek, I want to ask you some questions, so I must caution you that you don't have to answer them, but if you do, what you say could be given in evidence. You're not under arrest. Now, can you tell me what you were doing between about 3:15 and 3:45 this afternoon? It's only an hour or so ago, can't be that hard to remember.
I was here.
Your father vouched for that?
He's having a lie down, often does after a few of these.
Did you put him to bed?
No, I asked the butler.
And then you went out?
No, I've been here all afternoon looking after my crippled dad.
Oh. Only we've got a witness says he saw you put a petrol bomb through the window of 41 Waterman's Road.
Where?
George Hannah's gaff.
No, it must be a mistake.
I hope for your sake it is.
What exactly am I supposed to be looking for?
Anything that would tie up Felcher to Hannah and the security van robbery. Any names of known villains, any interesting phone numbers.
Anything that'll get Felcher by the short and curlies, you mean?
Donna, you've done this sort of thing before.
It was Hannah who saw you from the bedroom window. He recognised you from the trial.
So who's going to believe that lying scum?
I don't see why you're still denying it, Derek. We've got the evidence.
It's all circumstantial, isn't it?
Really? You think a jury will believe that?
Take my chances, won't I? Like Hannah did.
Bit too much of a coincidence, though, isn't it? That you had a can of petrol and beer bottles in your shed.
Yeah, so who doesn't?
And it was a beer bottle full of petrol that was thrown through Hannah's window.
So?
So once we get the fragments dusted for prints, all we have to do is match them against your own, and bingo.
Well, maybe whoever threw it wore gloves.
Donna,
Sorry to bother you, girl.
my door's always open to you, Donna.
Right. Anyway, I've not turned up anything from the names in Felcher's file of facts, but I did find this tucked away.
Did you know?
Any good?
Any good? Donna, I could, but I won't.
You can't interview him till his solicitor arrives.
I don't want to interview him, Matt. I just want to return some of his property. What? A photograph. Look, Matt, you were involved on the Hannah robbery, weren't you?
I was one of the first on the scene.
And you must have seen what he did to Victor Pierce. Look, it's just a punt, lad. But you give me 60 seconds with Felcher, and I might be able to nail Hannah for good. 60 seconds, man.
60 seconds. I knew this was some sort of a fit-up. Well, I'm not saying nothing till my solicitor gets here.
That's all right. I've got something for you. I wonder what George Hannah would say if he knew a mate of his had a photo of his wife in his filer. He'd probably think that he'd been given her one while he was inside. Or several. Either way, I don't think he'd be very pleased. Very violent man, by all accounts. On the other hand, if someone was to tell us all he knew about Hannah, including his involvement in a certain armed robbery, well, I don't suppose he'd ever get to find out his wife had been OTS with another bloke. Why? Because he'd be banged up. You think about it, Mickey.
What can you tell me about the fight, Derek?
What fight?
The fight between you and your father?
Wasn't a fight.
The room got smashed up.
He did it. He was drunk and he was mad.
Yeah. Must have been hard to take, Hannah getting bail.
Hard?
Look, I know how you feel, Derek. I understand what you did, hitting back at Hannah. I don't condone it, but I understand it. Your dad's had a rough ride. Well, if I was in your position, I might have done the same thing. A court might understand it as well.
The court? Don't give me that. Do you know when that first jury couldn't make its mind up? Do you know how we found out? Newspapers. No one bothered to tell us. Not the police, not the lawyers, no one. That's why we was there today. Except I didn't exactly think we'd have to sit next to his mates. They cheered. My dad's sitting there. His legs don't work no more, and they cheered.
Derek, can you tell us what happened?
My only regret is that I didn't roast him.
Burnside. Does he indeed? Right. Where are they? D.I. Burnside. I hear you wanted to see me.
Yes, Inspector Edward Ackland. This is all a bit unexpected, but put simply, my client here, Mr. Felcher, will not be contesting the drink driving charge. But he would, however, like to make a statement about another crime. A crime in which he stresses that he had no part whatsoever, but about which he feels he might have some valuable information.
That's right.
So, what crime is this then, Mr. Felcher?
Cheers.
Cheers. What's happened to Derek Pearce?
Banged up for the night. Stay easy and he's liable to go back and have another crack at Hannah.
Well, he'll soon be out of Temptation's way, won't he?
What about his old man?
Social services. Could be looking after him for some time.
Oh, they'll enjoy that.
Well done, Frank. I heard the news.
Thank you, sir.
You could have that meeting now. Victim support.
Oh, yeah.
Can you get onto the council?
Officer! Officer! Over here!
Hang on, someone's waving at me.
Quickly! She's been hurt! Quickly! This way! She's not saying anything.
Did you see anything?
I did. Put up a good fight.
Sierra Oscar from 181 receiving.
West side of the Common, Victoria Road. Over.
Mugger's Paradise.
We're on our way. Over.
Witness states there was one assailant, young male. Data's already there.
Message received. Only open space for miles. You can't go on it without being jumped.
Deakin. Kenneth Deakin. Got him for a mugging a while back.
What are you doing?
Maybe he didn't learn his lesson. Quick, he's legging it.
Yeah? Morning, Alistair.
So, robbery initiative.
Listen update.
Well, yeah. In a nutshell, we're losing impetus. It's the same old story.
Oh, and I probably don't need to hear it.
The PR and building up the database we can just about cope with.
But the surveillance?
That's right. This morning, for example, we had 2 kids we wanted to look at, separate jobs, 4 uniform lined up, and they all get pulled out at the last minute. I mean, it's absurd.
Yeah, it's an endemic problem, resources. It's like liaison. Continual cause for concern. Have you had a few words with Inspector Monroe?
I've been through the whole operation with Chief Inspector Conway.
I see.
All coming back to you, is it?
Yeah, well, thanks anyway, sir. Someone will call you later. I'm going with her to the hospital.
Okay. Witness?
Yeah, he's willing to give a statement, but he hasn't got much to give. You took your time.
Yeah. Picked up Kenneth Deakin doing a run of the other side of the common.
You think he might have done this?
Strong chance, I'd say. He's vicious enough.
Well, what did he have on him?
Wad full of tenors? Got feeling, Narika. You wait.
I ain't done nothing except take a stroll. You lifting me for that? He's nipped me before, you know. At the trial, they said he was overzealous. He's got it in for me, your mate. Only this time, I ain't done nothing.
Well, what about his clothes, then? What colours?
Well, dark. I wasn't that near.
Have you got any idea what he was wearing on top? Is it a jacket, anorak, sweater?
Sweater. I think.
A dark sweater?
Yes.
Black? Black sweater.
You're speaking to the converted, Jack. I've been firmly behind the initiative right from the start.
We're all behind it. We all want young thugs off the streets. It's getting sufficient bodies on the streets, and that's a different matter. We were promised Hollis, Stringer.
I've been through all this with Alistair. You know how it is, with all the goodwill in the world.
I don't want goodwill, Derek. I want bodies, otherwise the whole operation falls flat. And that means none of us look any good when the DAC asks about progress so far.
Can I suggest you narrow the field a bit? I can't give you officers to chase half the known villains on the manor.
OK. If we give you a name, will you try and give us a couple of uniforms?
I'll have a word with Andrew, all right?
It's a fit-up. You've got nothing on me.
Come on, lad.
I have to say, Steve, I'm not too sure about this one myself.
Oh, come on, Sarge. Reasonable grounds. He was near the scene of the crime. Previous similar offence. Eyewitness testimony.
It's iffy.
I know he did it, Sarge.
He's got a gut feeling. Yeah, well, so have I.
Don't worry, Sarge. He'll crack. He did before.
The only reason he cracked before is because you had two reliable witnesses. It was his first offence. The best you can hope for is that your victim comes up with a good description.
Any word of her yet?
No, she's still unconscious.
She took a terrible beating. We're going to get a cup of Sarge and we'll have a go at him.
All right.
What's with you?
Nothing. I can't get excited over a lost cause, that's all.
Look, if you'd seen what was done to
No, you don't
her-
understand. I want to get someone for this as badly as you do, but I'm telling you, you won't nail Deakin. I got him before. I'll get him again. Steve, a suspect for mugging. Better get the details to CID. Sarge? Robbery initiative. Oh, right. Later, maybe. I'm not having a suit. Take over this one.
It's like talking to a wall. I was on my way round to see a mate, OK?
His name?
Alec Harvey.
Address?
19 Woodrose Avenue. It's down the way.
I know where it is, thanks. And the dosh?
It's mine, innit?
Oh, yeah. Been saving up, have you?
I won a ton on the horses, as it happens.
Don't waste my time, Deakin.
Don't talk to me like that. You know what happened last time?
You were convicted last time, that's what happened.
Yeah, but the judge weren't too happy with you, was he?
Happy enough to sentence you? OK. You were on your way to see a mate. You passed by the common. You saw a woman?
No.
Who else did you see?
I saw no one.
There was an old man, but you reckon he was far enough away. What happened next?
I saw no one.
How can we help you?
A woman was mugged this morning. I want to see somebody about it.
Let's go over it one more time, shall we?
For God's sake.
A word, please. Both of you.
Sergeant Cryer enters room. Interview suspended.
Any progress?
Well, I reckon...
No, Sarge. It's a waste of time.
Cheers, mate. He's guilty, Sarge. I know it.
Really? Well, there's a young lad at the front desk named Robert Gale. He's come in connection with the mugging on the common.
Mm-hmm.
He says he did it.
We could just pick one name at random.
We could, but I reckon this operation would benefit from a more logical approach. Give me some details of these lads.
There's Barrington. He's been done twice. Donald's out on bail for the last one.
Do any of them have a particular MO? Specialising in old ladies, violence.
Deacon hospitalised his last victim. Harvey's been known to use his fist quite freely.
Let's start with them. Sounds like the man would be well rid of either of them.
This boy, Robert Gale. Any chance I talk to Stephen Barry about him?
Do you know him?
Well, sort of. His dad runs my local corner shop. Have his parents been told, by the way?
He's phoned his mother. She's on her way. Is there a problem?
I'm just very surprised, that's all. I'd have never said he was the sort.
Tell me. Have you got a gut feeling?
Well, that and the fact that he brought himself in.
It's called remorse. Perhaps more frequent in those that aren't the sort. Yeah, why not? Can't do any harm. Have a word with the mother first.
Cheers.
So why'd you give yourself up? I didn't want you fitting anybody else up.
Oh, yeah, like who?
I don't know. Whoever you wanted. That's what your coppers do, innit?
Nice of you to save us the trouble.
Wasn't it?
Can you talk us through the attack again?
Look, I've told you once.
So you came up behind her. What happened next?
I grabbed her bag.
And then?
Well, she wouldn't let go. Stupid cow.
So?
So I hit her.
How many times? She's received very severe injuries.
Look, I just wanted to get the bag. If she had let go, I wouldn't have touched her.
So you eventually got the bag?
Yeah. Took the purse out of it and threw the bag in the hedge.
What was in the purse?
£4. Maybe a bit more.
Which is what you had on you when you came in?
Yeah.
You took nothing else? Checkbook, credit cards? £4? Think that was worth it?
Alec Harvey, known to be active, 19 Woodrose Avenue.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
I'd like to impress on Andrew how much we'd appreciate it.
I doubt that'll cut much ice. How many do you want?
As many as we can get.
Well, I'll ask him for 4. You should get 2.
Sign there.
You people don't give a toss, do you? Grab the first geezer you see off the street, give him aggravation. I should be making a complaint about you, especially about him.
These mistakes do occur.
Know your trouble. You're trying too hard to make a name for yourselves. I can go now, can I?
Barry.
Go on.
There's a young man who is not high on my party list.
Yeah.
You're happy with Gal's story, are you?
I reckon he was put up to it. Handed the stuff over to whoever, but refuses to grass on him.
Yeah, well, we've got to prove that theory. And as you haven't come up with much, do you mind if June has a chat with him?
June? Why?
Well, she thinks she knows him.
Inside me, like. I just can't believe it, but... Look, if you'd asked me, 6 months ago, I'd have said no way. Absolutely no way. Nice kid and all that. Soft, but straightforward, you know?
So what's gone wrong?
Bad company, I think.
You think?
He never tells me nothing. He used to be keen on his football, but he gave that up. Now I never know where he is.
Well, you don't know who he's been mixing with?
It's just what you hear, you know. His mates never come round to the shop or nothing.
Have you tried asking him what he's up to?
Once or twice I did, at the start. He just clammed up. After that, I was afraid to.
What? Afraid you might antagonise him, make things worse?
There was that, I suppose, but I was scared as well of what Robert would say if he did start talking.
Could he be easily leant on?
Yes, I think so.
Do you know the names of these mates of his?
There's one top dog. I remember, I've heard his name. Deacon.
Miss Green, I'm WPC Data from Sun Hill. I've come about what happened this morning. I wondered if I could ask you a few questions.
I saw him. But not his face. If I did, I can't remember. Sorry, I do want to help. I had a handbag. Black leather. It's not been found.
No.
Inside a red purse with gold clasps. About £40 in cash, I think. Tell me, do I look really terrible? The nurse wouldn't give me a mirror, so I guess I must look pretty awful. He had blonde hair. No mousy. Jacket. Light blue jeans.
What colour was the jacket?
Blue. Dark blue.
Do you want Gail out?
No, not for the minute. Did Steve call Deacon in for this mugging?
Yeah, he had a gut feeling, apparently, but not much else. I'll let him go. Why?
Well, Gail's mum says that Robert hangs around with Deacon. Now, he could have easily pressurised him into it, or even told him to put his hands up.
Well, I don't see how Deacon could have told Gail that. He's been here all morning.
Well, it's just a thought.
Perhaps I was a bit previous in letting him go.
Well, I shouldn't think he's gone very far. Look, I'm going to grab a cup of tea, and then I'll have Gail in, if that's all right.
Yeah, right.
Cheers.
Well, now Miss Marple's on the case, we've got nothing to worry about.
Hey?
You are well out of order.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I don't agree.
Ignore him, June. He's got the hump because he thought he had a cough and now it's going sour on him.
Oh, look, come on. I've cleared it with the skipper. And if what I'm
Forget
doing
it,
means that-
June.
What's his problem?
Tired and emotional.
Steve, where did Deacon say he was going when you picked him up?
See a mate, someone Harvey.
Did he mention Gail?
No.
Are you and Barry busy?
Not anymore, Sarge, no.
Well, this will cheer you up. I want you to go and have another chat with Deacon.
What? He's gonna love us. Why?
Apparently, Deacon is a friend of Gail's, so-called.
I knew we shouldn't have let him go.
Yeah, I know, but it was June who found out, not you. Now, ask Deacon when he last saw Gail, because if they were together this morning, it could help prove your theory.
Right.
So we just follow him until he mugs somebody?
That's about the size of it, yes.
Well, what if he hasn't by the end of the shift?
Look, I asked for 4 officers. I got you. Harvey's your target. Get up behind him. If he commits a crime, arrest him. It's simple, OK? Off you pop.
I want you to talk about this attack, Robert.
I've said it all already.
Yeah, I know, but I want you to start again. From the beginning. Very simple things. For instance, I'd like to know what this woman looked like. How old was she? What was she wearing?
I can't remember.
Well, you must be able to remember something. If you really did do it.
Well, of course I did it. You asked the other coppers. I told them I couldn't remember.
I have. One detail, Robert. That's all I want. The colour of her coat, if she was wearing a coat. You came up on her from behind, you said. Come on, one detail.
No. Happened very fast.
Maybe, but you remembered it well enough to come in and confess. Look, Robert, this woman has suffered appalling injuries. Now, any mugging is bad enough, but she was really viciously attacked. Now, I don't think whoever committed that crime should be allowed to go free, do you? Your mother was telling me...
Yeah? Well, she knows nothing.
She was telling me that you hang around with a gang.
It's not a gang. They're just mates of mine. She should keep her mouth shut.
Yeah, I expect she's only trying to help.
Look, I don't want to hear about it.
All right, let's talk about your friends then.
They're just mates.
Live near you, do they?
Some of them.
Can you give me their names?
No. No way.
You don't want to grass on your mates, eh?
Look, there's nothing to grass about. I did it. I mugged her.
Oh, man, This is harassment. I'm making a complaint against you two.
Yeah, all right, but after we've asked you some more questions. Can we come in?
Nah, no way.
Have you got a mate called Robert Gale?
What? Why?
When did you last see him?
A couple of days ago. Monday. I don't know. Guy's a tosser.
Not a friend?
No, just hangs around us. Complete loser.
Oh, sues us.
My mates. And don't ask for any names because you're not getting any.
Thanks very much, Mr. Deacon. You've been a great help. 19 Woodrose Avenue, then. Where Deacon said he was going when we picked him up. His mate, Harvey. If Deacon knows Harvey, then maybe Harvey knows Gale. Yeah.
Can you tell me what it felt like when you hit her?
What do you mean?
Or did you enjoy it? Do you feel sorry about what you've done to her?
Look, what do you want me to do? Send her flowers?
So you don't feel sorry then?
No.
You said this morning that you gave yourself up because you didn't want anyone else to be fitted up. Can you explain that? I mean, did you have anyone particular in mind?
No.
Did you know if we'd arrested anyone for the attack?
No.
Oh, so you just thought that in case we did arrest someone, you'd better come in and give yourself up. Is that right?
Something like that.
So you're a man of conscience then?
No.
Well, you can't have it both ways, Robert. Are you a thug, the genuine article, or aren't you?
Come on, she'll go.
I spy with my little eye. Something.
Have you thought it then?
Sierra Oscar from 218.
Go ahead, George.
If the go's been given to pick up our target, I wish someone had told us.
Sorry, George, I don't know what you're talking about.
Dave and I have been seconded to the robbery initiative. We're targeting Alec Harvey, but Barry and Steve had just turned up. They're now at the front door.
OK, George, hang on. 577 from Sierra Oscar.
577 receiving.
Barry, get out of there. You and Steve are about to balls up a CID operation.
The house is
Some
under
Hill police were here in
observation.
connection with an
Leave
incident this
now.
morning. Too late, Skip. We're already in. Mind if we come in?
218 from Sierra Oscar.
Go ahead, Skip.
Looks like the wheels come off, George. Just sit tight. I'll go and give the good news to the DCI. See what he wants to do about it.
What was it the Greeks used to do to the messenger?
Camel.
You've a son named Alec.
Yes.
Is he home?
Yeah, lazy git. You come to take him away? Do me a favour, I can tell you.
What about a kid called Kenneth Deakin?
Oh, he's another one, right pair of... well, I'm Alec's mother, so I shouldn't say. I haven't seen Ken today. Robert's been round.
Robert Gale.
Yeah,
What time was this, Mrs. Harvey?
early. Before 9. He didn't stay.
Why wasn't I told about the mugging this morning?
I don't know, sir. I couldn't say.
So Loxton and Stringer have already interviewed 2 suspects and now they're safely tucked up inside our target's house.
Yep, that appears to be it, sir.
We set up the initiative, we do all the groundwork, and then everybody mentally consigns it to the bin. When Loxton and Stringer get back, I wouldn't mind having a word.
I'll make sure they get the message, sir.
This one.
Alec, police. We'd like a word in connection with a mugging this morning.
I think your mates put pressure on you, didn't they?
What, to mug the woman, you mean?
No, Robert, to take the blame for it. I expect he had form, didn't he? This mate of yours that mugged her.
I mugged her.
But you had a clean sheet. So this mate of yours, he suggests to you that you get off lightly, well, fairly lightly, if you owned up to it. Is that right?
Look, I mugged her, you stupid bitch.
He must have panicked a bit when Deacon got pulled, afraid that he'd be next. So then he works on you, he threatens you maybe. And you think to yourself, well, at least I'll get my full club membership this way, become one of the lads, good and proper.
Look, I mugged her. You've got to believe that. Please.
I'm sorry, Robert.
Please.
What we want, Alec, is to be absolutely certain Gale's guilty.
He's guilty, all right.
You sure?
Well, he brought himself in, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. How did you know? That your jacket?
No, it's my granddad's.
Mind if I take a look?
Yeah, I do, Mum.
Take it easy, Alec.
Would you like to explain that?
Morning.
So he put up a bit of a fight.
Yes, sir.
You must have hacked him off. I know how he feels. Is there any particular reason you didn't tell DS Gregg about your suspects?
Didn't make the connection between a mugging and the robbery initiative, sir.
What about you, Stringer? Didn't you make the connection either?
No, sir.
It's a pity. It's a nice piece of work, figuring out the Harvey involvements. Would have helped if you'd have pooled your information, though, wouldn't you say?
Yes, sir.
Well, next time, remember. Right, you can go.
All right, thanks. Nice result. Bit of interdepartmental cooperation could work wonders.
Bit of interdepartmental communication.